Congratulations! Oh my God.
Need to leave that dope alone.
You haven't.
He need to leave that dope alone.
How would you evaluate your season?
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Need to leave that dope alone.
You haven't.
He need to leave that dope alone.
How would you evaluate your season?
I think we ain't done yet.
But you personally,
I think we ain't done yet.
Marcus.
Hello, welcome back to Lessons with Kobe. Today we will be learning the term belt to ass in sign language. First, we're going to break it down. Stay with me. Belt to ass. One more time. Belt to ass. Together now. Belt to ass. And that concludes my lesson. See you next season.
I got something to say. Y'all hired some homegrown talent. I'm proud of Jackson State. Everybody give me a round of applause. Everybody give me a round of applause. They hired some homegrown talent. And got a homegrown ass whooping. That's a homemade ass whooping. That ass whooping from scratch. Okay? That ass whooping went out the box. That ass whooping came from scratch. Them folks told you last year, I hope you put me on homecoming. Them folks told you what they gonna. See, it's one thing to sneak up on me. If you're gonna sneak up, I lost to Texas Southern last year at homecoming, right? I didn't see that coming. They snuck up on me and they beat me. Them folks told you, if you put me on your homecoming next year, I hope you put me on your homecoming. You dummies did it. You did it and got your ass whooped.
Oh my God.
Man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
He made it big time, Willie! 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 He gone! Willie!
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. God will do what he said he will do. He will stand by his word. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. It won't work. It won't work. God will do what he said he will do. Said he will do it. Said he will do it. Yes. I need to play that song. It won't work. Suspended 7 players. It won't work. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Oh, I'm going to play that song later. Good evening, my fellow Tigers. Turn that off. See, this is why my friend always asks me why I do not come to her house. Look at this beautiful tiger. Look at you see that beautiful tiger in the background. Look at it. You just knew this was the right. And look, got the tiger stripe chair. Let me show you my. Ooh, boy. Okay. I have a oh y'all. Sorry, give me a second. I have a poll in the chat, and the question is, what type of ass whooping was this 2024 Soul Bowl, Jackson State versus Alcorn State? Was it cooked from grandma's recipe, straight from scratch, homemade like mama used to make it, easier than a Sunday morning? So y'all go ahead and answer that in the chat. Now, before we get into Jackson State, it looks like there's a lot more people that are in here. So I'm going to play my little intro again. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some other HBCUs that have football games before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, which of course is Jackson State University clinching an undefeated season in the SWAC. Coach T.C. Taylor's second year. Irv Mulligan crossing 1,000 yards, rushing yards. Nathan Rember of Mississippi Valley State also crossing 1,000 yards today. Tennessee State clinching OVC championship for regular season. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Y'all go ahead and like the stream, y'all. Go ahead and like. Go ahead and like the stream. We're gonna cut up in here tonight. We're gonna be clowning. We're gonna keep it respectful, of course, but we're gonna be clowning.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Need to leave that dope alone.
You haven't.
He need to leave that dope alone.
How would you evaluate your season?
I think we ain't done yet.
But you personally,
I think we ain't done yet.
Marcus.
Hello. Welcome back to Lessons with Kobe. Today, we will be learning the term belt to ass in sign language. First, we're going to break it down. Stay with me. Belt to ass. One more time. Belt to ass. Together now. Belt to ass. And that concludes my lesson.
Y'all hired some homegrown talent. I'm proud of Jackson State. Everybody give me a round of applause. Everybody just give me a round of applause. They hired some homegrown talent. And got a homegrown ass whooping. That's a homemade ass whooping. That ass whooping from scratch. Okay? That ass whooping went out the box. That ass whooping came from scratch. Them folks told you last year, I hope you put me on homecoming. Them folks told you what they gonna. See, it's one thing to sneak up on me. If you're gonna sneak up, I lost to Texas Southern last year at homecoming, right? I didn't see that coming. They snuck up on me and they beat me. Them folks told you, if you put me on your homecoming next year, I hope you put me on your homecoming. You dummies did it. You did it and got your ass whooped. I got something to say.
Yeah, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
Oh my God.
Yo. Oh, Lord. See, this is it right here for me. Oh, Jackson State, there's no way that they're going to be able to, they're going to win 5 games this season. So the first thing that we want to do, dang, how many champions is it in the OVC? 4-way tie? Everybody gets a championship. I'm not going to discount Tennessee State though. They have like some type of, they're kind of like the MEAC, where I guess if you guys end with the same conference record, then you all are the champions. So no, it's not just MEAC apparently. All right, so congratulations to the Tennessee State Tigers. They claimed a share of its first conference crown since back-to-back titles in 98 and 99. A big, big feat for Eddie George and those Tennessee State Tigers. So congratulations. It does appear that some other folks also clinched. UT Martin clinched a championship. Tennessee Tech clinched a championship. And SEMO. So even though the Tennessee Titans beat SEMO, lost to Tennessee Tech, and lost to UT Martin, they were still able to clinch the championship. So congratulations. Lord. Questions that need answers. Questions that need answers. Interesting enough, the Tennessee Titans actually beat SEMO today. Not too shabby. I know there were some talks of Eddie George possibly being named as a potential candidate for a couple of FBS jobs, but for him to be able to clinch this OVC championship, and hopefully he will get a FCS playoff berth. I'm going to go ahead and read this press release by the TSUtigers.com. Number 25 football upsets number 11 SEMO to claim the BSOVC Co-Championship. For the first time since 1999, the Tennessee State University football team are OVC champions after knocking off number 11 Southeast Missouri 28-21. Now the Tigers must wait until the morning to find their fate in the 2024 FCS playoffs, which will air Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. The Tigers improved to 9-3 on the year and 6-2 in Ohio Valley Conference play, while the Red Hawks fell to 9-3 and 6-2. Draylon Ellis led Tennessee State's passing attack with 232 yards through the air, tossing 2 touchdowns without throwing an interception. The signal caller also added 46 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. Jaden McGill paced the Tigers' rushing attack by accumulating 73 yards over the course of the game, averaging 4.1 yards per carry. So, congratulations, Tennessee State. And of course, they will see tomorrow whether or not they actually clinched a FCS playoffs bid. Headed to the house. Safe travels to all of you all that are leaving Alcorn and in that traffic. Safe travels. There's some questions in the chat. Anybody go to the game? How was the logistics and parking? So it'll be interesting to see what that answer is. So congratulations. Let's look at some other scores. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to announce this. My apologies. So, transitioning a little bit away from football, I did want to make an announcement. The Jackson State Lady Tigers advanced in the Southwestern Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship. They played Prairie View today, and they beat them 3-1. And they will be facing Florida A&M in the Assembly Center, Hoboy Assembly Center at 2:30 p.m. on ESPNU Central Standard Time. A couple of things. Jackson State's women's volleyball team was the SWAC champions for the tournament last year. So they are going to try and repeat. Jackson State also has a new coach at the helm because our previous coach retired. So back to back in the actual finals, and we will see tomorrow if the Jackson State Lady Tigers will pull it out. So good luck to those ladies. And once again, if you would like to watch that game, it will be at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on ESPNU. So congratulations to the Lady Tigers. And once again, they beat Prairie View 3-1. All right, somebody asked about the setup at Alcorn. I'll just show you guys this picture real quick. And you know what's great about the Jackson State Tigers is that they waited in that traffic. There's folks that got up and was on the road at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. Alcorn released a statement that they were opening the campus at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, it's one of those one way in, one way out type of deals. And so kudos to Alcorn for staying organized. I haven't really heard anything. Yeah, Jay got up at that early, and he said there was traffic then. The Alcorn folks stood in line for that ass whooping. I'm gonna go ahead and this is a compliments of HBCU Digital Network on Twitter because I didn't do mine. I went to my own. There was a Jackson State University Metro Charlotte alumni chapter watch party today in Charlotte, and I attended. So let me see if I could pause this so that we can look at the actual scores. All right. So, boy, Valley was fighting, boy. Valley had put up 35 points today at home for the season to close out the season. They did end up losing to Alabama A&M 49-35, but Valley put up some points today and they fought hard. Howard, I don't think I've ever seen Morgan State score 35 points in the past 2 years ever in any game whatsoever. The fact that Morgan State was able to put 35 points up on Howard, and we can just maybe we could attribute that to the fact that they had all those players suspended, but I don't know. 35-21 versus Howard. A stark contrast, right, from last year, because of course Howard went to the Celebration Bowl, beat North Carolina Central by putting up 50 points against them at home, and their season is polar opposite from last year. North Carolina Central put up 52 points against the Hornets. So regardless of how many players they lost, it didn't matter. Half of their team could have been gone, and they still were able to put up 52 points up against Delaware State. South Carolina State put up 53 points against Norfolk State. I saw somebody in the chat say that South Carolina State looks scary, and I was just like, bro, it's Norfolk. That's not being disrespectful, but it's Norfolk. So Jackson State University, of course, put up 48 points to 10 against Alcorn. Prairie View and Alabama State literally did not. I don't either. Let me see if Alabama State even scored a touchdown. It looks like they might have just scored all field goals to win it. Y'all over here scoring field goals to win it? Good Lord. Yep. So this is what we call the field goal game. Prairie View versus Alabama State. All field goals to win it. Good Lord. They could not, neither teams punched in a touchdown this go around. All field goals for both teams. Texas Southern beat UAPB 31-23. No comment. FAMU pulls out a win 41-38 versus Bethune-Cookman. South Carolina State scored 53 without the starting quarterback. Once again, it's Norfolk. Lord have mercy. So that was, of course, week 13's events. All right. Back to being petty. Let's see what else I got in my bag. Freddie got some good ones on here. Ooh, Mr. Boone got a good one too. Here, I'm going to play this one. This is a good one. Y'all remember when you would get in trouble and it was time for you to get a whooping and you would try to act like it didn't hurt? Don't act like it didn't hurt. Where is Mr. Ford? He right there.
Take the jackets off. But I'm cold. Take them off now. Hurry up. I say hurry up. Yeah, you want to feel it now. Take the jackets off. But I'm cold. Take them off now. Hurry up. I say hurry up.
Yeah, you gotta stop acting like it don't hurt. There's a lot of folks in the SWAC that's acting like getting beat by Jackson State don't hurt. They trying to act like it don't hurt. I know it hurt. It's okay. You ain't gotta admit it. You do not have to admit it. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
All right, I'm all right, good. Yeah.
Let me play this video real quick.
Okay.
Because it's funny. And then we're gonna get into some meat and potatoes. These folks is on Twitter cutting up. Let me see. Is this Freddie? Yes. Freddie G's over here clowning. This is how Alcorn, recruits left after Jackson State put belt to ass on them boys in Lorman.
Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country. The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck, I can't see pollen. And let's get the fuck out of this country, motherfucker. I can't see me. The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth.
All right, Mr. Ford, let me stop clowning. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I was so happy that Doc did the game today. I'm down in South Georgia, and I was away from ESPN Plus, so I didn't know if I'd be able to see the game today, but Doc came through for me.
Yeah. So what did you think about it? What did you think about it?
Well, you know, I kind of felt that way. It to me, it was a continuation. Remember that beatdown that y'all gave Alabama A&M at their homecoming a few years ago?
Yeah.
When the pink scooter game, that's what it reminded me of. They could have brought that scooter back, left it at the 50-yard line again. Ooh. That was Alcorn's colors is what? Blue. I mean, that color.
Purple and gold.
Yeah, they could have left a gold scooter at the middle of the field. Because it was one thing is obvious, y'all's talent is so far ahead of there. Though Coach Thomas got to go and redo his program. The number one thing, he's got to look at that offense. He got to start with the coach. He's got to totally reevaluate the coaching staff on the offensive side. Then he's got, like I told you before, he has got to go get 2 FBS quarterback transfers. Okay, he ain't got no choice. That score was lopsided because of talent. There wasn't no coaching involved in that today. That was talent. That's a talent differentiation.
Mr. Ford, you know we had 7 of our players That's
what I'm saying. Yeah, that was a talent problem today. He got to go and reevaluate his program.
Mr. Ford, did you see Parker Stofa?
Yeah, the quarterback, number 12, he got hurt, right?
So the only thing that I'll say is that the long snapper is used to snapping to Jacoby and Morgan.
Yeah.
So he kept snapping it a little bit high for Parker.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm guessing that's why Parker had to keep jumping to catch it. Is because
right. I saw that.
The long snapper is used to snapping to Jacoby and Morgan. Maybe. So hopefully, I don't know.
Well, I was very impressed with is it Zy or Zay? Zy McDonald?
Zy McDonald.
Oh, I thought he looked great today.
We got to see some of the depth today.
Yeah,
Leilani
yeah,
Armenta, she
yeah.
was
I thought Zai looked really good.
able.
Well, how many years eligibility has?
Who? Zai?
Zai McDonald.
Should be 2.
Okay. Yeah, he looked good. I love what I saw from him today.
You said you loved it?
Yeah, I thought he looked good. Yeah.
What about that play calling?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, look good. Like I said, now today, to me, that was not about coaching. That was a differentiation in talent. That's what I'm telling you. Coach Thomas got to go back. He's got to look at his offensive staff. He's got to look at his offensive coaches first. Okay, do we need to, keep his offensive line coach? Do you need to make a change? Do you need to bring in a new quarterback coach? Do you keep the quarterback coach? What you got to do for as an offensive coordinator? And then he's got to go out and get this kind of talent that matches Jackson's talent. Now, this is what I learned today. I didn't know this. Alcorn has put 111 players in professional football. I didn't know that.
Trucker Bad Boogie. I don't even know. Am I saying your name right? Somebody added themselves. I'm waiting on them to talk. You can speak whenever. I didn't know that either, Mr. Ford.
No, I heard it today. I didn't know that. Yeah, they put 111 players in professional football.
Somebody said it was giving college versus a high school team, basically. I think it was Whitley that said it.
Hey, Miss Whitley.
Ooh. The Sounds of Dynamite should be ashamed of themselves for attempting to play the show. It was a horrible rendition of the song from a backwoods perspective.
Well, I didn't get a chance to see the halftime show.
What did you think about the commentating of this particular game?
I'm trying to think. Who were the commentators today?
You could have fooled me. You could have pulled it out the hat. It was obviously somebody that does not cover the SWAC at all.
Yeah, that was one of the complaints that Doc said. He said they were not prepared.
They didn't know that Leilani Armenta was a woman. They were messing up the names. Didn't know the difference between Jonas Fertillion and some other players. Dre said that Alcorn only put 50 professional players in the NFL.
Well, that's what the announcer said today. Said they put 111. Said Alcorn had, like I said, I'd have to check it,
so they made the announcement that Irv Mulligan passed 1,000 rushing yards.
Yeah, he probably is going to be the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year.
He surpassed Walter Payton, but we do have another player that I want to say he had 1,600 rushing yards. I looked him up earlier. Destry Wright?
Yeah, I remember Dexter Wright. I remember. I came out to Jackson to see him play.
Yeah, he had 1,600 plus yards, but Irv Mulligan surpassed. And, he was – I liked the fact that Coach TC went ahead and got Irv Mulligan to get that yardage, right? And then went ahead and just said, okay, you can rest now, basically, right?
Right.
Because he was trying to, get the yards, and then he went ahead. Today he had 14 attempts for 106 yards. He only lost 1 yard, so he had 105 net yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest run was 28 yards, so he averaged 7.5. Jacobian was running, Zai was running, Travis Terrell, Amari.
Listen, I'm looking forward to these
yards. Good Lord, they had 302 rushing yards.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to these next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to the Turkey Day Classic. I can't wait to that. I'm waiting on the Bayou. I'm waiting on the SWAC Championship, and of course, I can't wait to the Celebration Bowl. I'm just can't wait.
Yeah. So a total offense of 494 yards. Pretty balanced. They had 9 kickoffs for 522 total yards. That is insane. Wow. Pretty crazy. Alcorn State was held to 11 first downs. The penalties. You see, they wasn't playing today with the penalties.
Oh yeah.
They Malachi Bailey was ejected from the game, which
I saw that.
Because Malachi Bailey is pivotal to the Alcorn State defense. But I don't know if they sent out a message and told them tighten it up for this last game. Dre, we're saying that I know. I already said Destry right. Dre. Mr. Ford, don't be over there sitting with those MEAC folks at the
I see somebody say, is that Brandy said I'll be last year I did sit on FAMU's side. Because listen, it was nobody on Howard's side. There was nobody on Howard's side.
You said there was nobody on Howard's side.
They had about 100 people, and one of them was the vice president of the United States. Now, they said, let's correct that. Listen, I'm just telling you what I heard the announcer said. He said it was 111 players from Alcorn had gone into professional football. I haven't had a chance to check it. I'm just telling you that's what I heard.
Well,
that's what he said.
Mr. Moore was asking why did they go ahead and announce that Jackson State was the or the vet was going to be the place where the SWAC championship was going to take place. Why are they already selling tickets? Because as of last week, Jackson State was undefeated, but if we would have lost to Alcorn, then I'm guessing he said that Southern could possibly have either a better record or tied Jackson State. And so he was asking that question. I'm guessing after today's belt to ass whooping, that has been resolved. That Jackson State, there's no doubt about it, that the vet is where the SWAC championship should take place.
Yeah, I don't think that was you beat Southern. How could Southern have the game and you beat them?
I want to say he said that Southern was a non-conference game, and so do that head-to-head, right? When they do the head-to-head. I was thinking there was no way for Southern to tie. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He seemed to make the assumption that and I just saw him in the chat, so maybe he can elaborate on it.
Well, I can't wait. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the Turkey Day Classic Thursday. I'm waiting on the Bayou. I know that this is going to be a very interesting SWAC championship game, and then that Celebration Bowl is going to be hot, boy. Woo! That Celebration Bowl.
Did you see they scored 53 points today without their quarterback?
Yeah, they got was it Stubberfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobe was trying to be messy on Twitter and say that their starting quarterback was injured at the Morgan State game. And I'm like, that is such a lie. You would never put out that type of information. Like, why would you even say that?
So this Stubberfield guy is the future, right? I guess he'll be the starting quarterback next year.
I'm guessing, but my thing is, I don't know. I kind of feel like it was one of them things where it's Norfolk. So can you really hone in on that?
Yeah, but they hot. They seem to be very hot, especially offensively. I mean, look like everything they doing offensively is good.
Dang. So Jackson State's receiving core today was Jonas Fertillion. He had 4 receptions for 91 yards. And
Yeah, he looked good.
Isaiah Spencer had
He
3.
looked good. Did he get hurt?
He was poking and prodding at his stomach, but I don't think it was anything that serious.
I think I think eventually he's going to be NFL bound too.
Janalian Dupree, of course, 2 receptions for 29 yards. Marvin Landy, you telling me use your tight end. Use your tight end.
Yeah, did Landy get hurt today?
He was slow getting up on a play, but he was.
Yeah, that's why I thought I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
He was 3 for 19. We're gonna need Eric Simmons to bring him down now. He's gonna bring it down. But 12 receptions overall for 211 total yards. So that was pretty good. Jacobian was 12 of 20 for 211 yards. We get the chance to see Zai, right?
Yeah.
And we also got a chance to see some of our depth, which, that's always nice. When it comes to defensively, good Lord. They just threw the book at Alcorn. It was funny because, we've been going through this past couple of weeks, these allegations about playbooks and stuff like that. But the offensive coordinator at Alcorn was actually supposed to be the wide receiver coach for Jackson State.
Oh yeah, you talking about, is it Gales or what's his name?
Yes, he's the former head coach of
Lincoln?
Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri. Yes.
Right. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's a distraction. I really do. That whole thing about that playbooks, I think that's a distraction. I really do. I really don't even want to spend no time with it because I think it's a distraction.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions, Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
Coach TC, this is his second year.
Right.
And he was able to anything that was needing help in the on the team last year, he immediately got it.
Yeah, they did. You're right. He remedied a lot. Like I said, if it's Jackson and South Carolina State, I can't wait. That's gonna be. Ooh, I use that word epic. I think it's gonna be epic. I really do.
So
I think it's gonna be epic.
My question is, being that it's only year 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was able to fix those things so quickly.
Yes, he did.
Do you think that we are going to have Jackson State is going to have some dominance in the SWAC in the next
I do.
years? And
yeah. I really do. Unless, I think TC is going to have a run. Now, what the SWAC is going to have to do, they've got to catch up with TC's talent. When it comes to the talent, like you and I have talked about this.
How are we talking about this? How are we still talking about
TC's talent is top 5 in FCS. He has that kind of personnel. These other schools, especially your rivals, they're gonna have to upgrade their recruiting if they're gonna stay with it. If not, he gonna beat people badly.
How bad he gonna beat them?
He gonna beat them bad. If they don't upgrade their personnel, he gonna beat up people pretty bad. Because your personnel is just you. Like you said, what you had 8 people out today. How many you had out?
We had 7 players out today.
How many starters?
Like 5. Our secondary, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The rest of the conference is
today was the main ones out today was secondary. That was the main ones.
Well, like I said, everybody's just gonna have to upgrade their recruiting, because right now your recruiting is just off the charts.
And I feel like this particular dominance run that we're having, 10-2 on the season with 2 more games left, a possibility to end the season 12-2. And I think that's they're going to put a lot of pressure on the rest of these coaches. It's going to be getting hot, right?
Yeah.
Jackson State lost 60 players between Deion's exit in the first year and 20 more players, whether or not they graduated or, decided to go somewhere else between year 1 and year 2, bringing in 80 plus players in the last 2 years.
Yeah. And I heard that there were a lot of kids from all over Mississippi at that game today, right?
Oh yeah, they was out in full force.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I feel like that's a particular game where you're going to also get a lot of the players that are, want to be hometown heroes, right? Or they know of the rivalry between Alcorn and Jackson State. They know all about it. And they want to participate in it, especially seeing it live. Did you see those videos, Mr. Ford?
What videos were there?
Let me show you a couple of pictures.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Mr. Ford, I didn't know that they literally sit on the hill to watch the game.
Yeah, I did see some of that today. I saw that on the telecast today. But I already knew. What's the final attendance today? What was paid attendance? Was it 33, 30? What was it?
I'm gonna go ahead and look, but I was like, what?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be over 30,000. I figured it'd be over 30, because I know the announcers kept saying that a lot of Jackson State fans were there. They kept, saying that, and they said that the atmosphere was electric, but they also said that the football team silenced the crowd early.
When you say silence the crowd, you mean Jackson State silenced them?
No, yeah, Jackson State football team silenced Alcorn's crowd, because the announcers kept talking about how electric the environment was. It was just so live.
It says attendance is 0. It doesn't have the.
That means they didn't count there doing it yet. I have to look at ESPN to see if they put anything in yet, because it looked like it was over 30,000.
I will say this: you about to be sitting on the grass. Why y'all didn't bring blankets? Gonna be itching and having chiggers. It might be traditional to sit on the hill, but at least have a blanket. I wouldn't mind sitting on a blanket. You have to have a big blanket though. That was yeah, they said Jackson State took over the Alcorn Braves Stadium. I don't know how true it is, but based off of the videos that I saw, it looked like it was Jackson State home away from home. Did you see this, Mr. Ford?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me see that. Yeah, that's the guy that's with Blue. I watch him with Blue on the podcast.
Yeah, what you think's going through his head when he looking like that? What you think? You got a caption
Like
for
you
it?
said, he was watching Belt get put to ass. That's why. That's what that look represent. They was getting beat down early. Shoot, listen, man, he was probably glad for the game to end.
I think at this point it was 48-10, and there was still 14 minutes left. I think he was like, damn, I wish the clock would already go out. Can we go ahead and get a running clock? Can we get a running clock?
You know what that look's saying right there? You know what that look is saying?
What?
Jackson by 40. Jackson by 40. That's what that look's saying. No, that I don't listen. I've been there, baby. I've been there. Jackson by 40.
Oh Lord. Wasn't Alcorn picked to win the SWAC West this year?
And so was Alabama State picked to win the East.
Alabama State didn't even score a touchdown today, Mr. Ford. They scored all field goals, and Prairie View too. Prairie View that beat FAMU didn't score a touchdown today. They only scored field goals.
I'm just wondering how long are they gonna put up with Bubba at Prairie View?
And you know what? You know what? I'm gonna use the same picture that's up right now. That's the look that the coaches are giving you every time you call somebody out and say that you think they need to get better or they need to get somebody else. That's exactly how they looking at you.
I'm just wondering, because listen, yeah, I mean, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but Prairie View's underachieving, and they spending a lot of money. I'm just wondering, the power brokers out there, how long they gonna put up with that? Them people spend more money than anybody in black college football.
Mr. Ford, now
did they win today? Did Prairie View win today?
No, they scored 6. Alabama State scored 9. They was scoring only field goals today.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. When has Prairie View had a good, decent run in football historically?
Listen now, back in I know you, let me say this. Billy Nix and Arnett Mumford dominated the SWAC in the 40s, 50s. Okay. Coach Mumford died, I think, in 61 or 62. And then Billy Nix retired, I think, in 65. And they both had dominant programs. And, Henry Frazier had a nice run at Prairie View. I think Willie Simmons had one year, he won 9 games. I have to go back and look it up.
Is that before FAMU said, let's go get him?
Yeah, matter of fact, they got him from Prairie View. He was at Prairie View. That's right. With KJ Black, didn't they win the SWAC?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like I said, historically, you go back to the old days, the 50s and the 60s, and yeah, Billy Nix was dominant out there. He was dominant. And I think
somebody said you're talking about the segregation years.
Yeah, that's right. That was when all black players in the South went to black colleges and all the white schools were white. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was, I'm trying to think. I think Coach Billy Nix came to Prairie View, I think in the 40s. I'd have to go back and look it up.
I gotta find Bubba. Leave Coach McDowell alone. He just won the SWAC West last year.
But he didn't do nothing to help that. I mean, he went down there to Tallahassee and they beat him to death in 2 games. And then he comes back and he's worse this year. Didn't do nothing to help his team. I'll take that back. He did bring in an offensive coordinator.
He did beat FAMU this year.
Yeah, that's right. He did beat FAMU. Yeah, he did that.
Ooh, Brandy said Prairie View is the school that everyone schedules for homecoming.
Hey.
You think G's having a nervous breakdown? Oh, I got another question for you,
Yes.
Mr. Ford. What do you think about Coach Fred? Do you think that they should try to keep him, or what are you thinking? Or do you think that it's just Coach Thomas's first year and he needs time to develop the team?
Kind of both of them. I mean, they've lost something. Like I said, the main thing now is Coach Thomas got to go and reevaluate that offense. After he reevaluate that offense, I mean, the coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball, he got to go get some players. He got to go. I mean, whether it's high school players, junior college players, transfer portal, he got to get some players. Because, baby, listen, Jackson State is loaded. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Jackson State ain't played that perfect game now. Because if Jackson State played that perfect game, we talking about maybe about 90 points.
90 points?
Yeah, if they play that perfect game, man, because they can, it's pick your poison. They got playmakers all over the place.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they got a lot of ball. Listen, the main thing that Coach Thomas got to do, besides get that coaching staff together, he got to go get some players. He got to go get some boys.
He got to go get him some dogs.
Yes, you got to go get him some dogs.
Got to go
that
find
can compete against them dogs at Jackson State.
Bring the dogs back.
Yeah. He got to. Because like I said, that game today to me wasn't about coaching. That game was their talent against y'all talent. And y'all talent so far ahead of theirs, and y'all got so much more talent. And to me, the game could have been worse. I know they say, well, it was a blowout. It could have been worse, you ask me now. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
90. Good Lord.
Yeah. And just think, y'all still missing Rico Powers. Who's that other? Isn't it another wide receiver out for the year?
Rico Powers, Kobe Paul.
Yeah.
Taquan Henderson's not playing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Fabian McCray.
Like I said, he got to go get some players. He's got to go get some players, because if not, it's going to be the same thing next year.
I didn't see this. Where's that at? Y'all dropped they said that TC has integrity, but the way Coach Thomas addressed him after the game is why we should have lit the scoreboard up. How was that?
Was it an incident or something?
I don't know. If you guys have the actual film or you want to expound on that, I didn't see anything.
I just didn't want no fighting today. That's what I didn't want. I didn't want no fighting today, nowhere. I'm sick of it.
Oh no, they was throwing them flags today. You was getting a
that's
flag.
what I'm saying. Nobody got time about that fighting mess. And
there was
acting
two
like you
different
couldn't.
drives where Jackson State got 30 yards based off of unnecessary roughness and then a personal foul. It's like, or face mask, personal foul. It's like, whoa. They saying the Turkey Day Classic might have some fights in it.
I hope not. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of all this shooting up at our campuses, and I'm sick of them fights.
Okay. It says that they just bumped fist and didn't shake, and he didn't shake TC's hand, which is fine.
Yeah, because I
would rather just go ahead. We ain't got to do the bump the shoulders or
Yeah.
When you get your ass whooped that bad, You want to ask Jerome what you want to ask him, because you was trying to ask him something on Thursday.
Yeah, I had something that come on my mind. I had
Is it still
what they
on your
call it?
mind? Do you want to ask
Yeah,
him?
it's on my mind. I was gonna let Jerome add to it or destroy it or what.
Okay,
And
well, maybe
yeah,
he'll come up tonight.
okay.
So instead of like having the team handshake with the other team, they just went ahead and sent them to the locker room, y'all.
Oh,
Y'all
I'm
go.
glad. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. That's right.
Hey, Jerome.
Hey, do y'all love? How's it going?
Hey,
Good.
Jerome, how you doing? I was calling for you the other night. I was I had an idea. I had a brainchild the other night. I said I want to let Bro Jerome hear it, and he can tear it down or add to it and tell me what he think.
Oh,
Yeah. It's in a nutshell. This is what I was thinking. It's still on my mind, Bro Jerome. I want the SWAC and the MEAC to combine, but I want a conference. Right now, it's 16 football teams in the MEAC. It's 12 in the SWAC. And I was thinking that would give us 18, but I want two more, give us 20. And I was thinking 4 divisions with 5 teams apiece. And I really believe that through economics, we ain't got to beg and talk about Tennessee State no more because they going to be forced to come to either the SWAC or go to the MEAC or independent. They ain't going to be able to stay in the Ohio Valley because like Doc said tonight,
They just won
hold
the
on.
championship.
Like Doc said tonight, it wasn't nobody at that stadium today. And you playing a big game and nobody was there. But anyway, I want to get off on that. I was just thinking about that. And you my administrative guru, you know, what you think? Like I said, I want 20 teams, 4 division, 5 teams in each division. What you think about that?
I think that could work, you know. But I mean, what would be the pros and cons, you know? And what would we
I
do
was
with the
thinking,
celebration?
okay, we would have you would put the teams in the DMV, Virginia, Delaware. They would have their division. Then you would have South Carolina, North Carolina, and maybe Florida or Florida, Alabama. I'd have to put it on paper, but I know. And then we'd have Texas and the Louisiana schools. They would have a division, and then maybe Alabama, Mississippi would have a division. I just got to put it on paper, but I'm looking at 4 divisions with 5 schools in each division.
Okay. So what would happen to the Celebration Ball?
We would still keep the same format. It's just that we would combine the MEAC and the SWAC, and they would come together under Dr. Charles McCullum because the MEAC ain't got no leadership. And if they want to keep that woman as a whatever, Miss Steele, you can. But I want it under Dr. Charles McClellan. And I'm just thinking we go to a 20-team super conference.
I think, you know, high level, it might definitely help with travel, you know, with those kind of four regions. But I don't think, you know, the MEAC would be cool with dissolving and joining the SWAC. I think it's a great idea, but I seriously doubt the existing schools are going to be, you know, down for that proposal. You know, you got Howard still there and Central.
It would be Howard, Morgan, Delaware State, and then maybe 2 more schools in their division. Then we'd have the Central. I guess we'd have would it be a South Carolina, North Carolina division?
Yeah, you have Central and South Carolina State. And then,
would you put Norfolk with them?
Maybe, yeah. Because, you know, Norfolk right now, they're the last team, like the last MEAC team in Virginia. So I think that'll work. But, you know, I don't see, I think on paper, it sounds great. But, you know, when it comes to politics and just pride.
Because we're going to get Tennessee State. Economics going to force them to come to us. We're going to get Tennessee State.
Yeah.
I know we're going to get Tennessee State. That would be 19. Then I don't know. And, you know, and I'll still say this again, with the improvements they've made, only thing now, I want to see the administrator and the coaching come together. I think we're going to get Tuskegee. Because I don't think they're making them improvements down there at Tuskegee for nothing.
Yeah,
they keep
I think
playing Lane and them schools.
Yeah, I think Tuskegee would be a great addition. I wish
Yeah,
one
I
of those.
think we're going to get them.
And, you know, I see, you know, Fayetteville State and Virginia State, they've made some improvements over the years. They've got a pretty good athletic department as well. But I got a question, Mr. Ford. What is that? Who drew that on Alcorn's field? Like, what second grader drew that? It's like
what was it?
It looked like 4 different fonts. Like, why all the fonts different?
What was? I'm sorry. What happened, Jerome?
So if you look on Simona's screen, it's like
okay. Hold on. Let me look. Let me look.
You got Times New Roman, Arabia.
No, listen. G probably was drunk and he did it. G probably did it. G was drunk and he did it. Because you know what? Y'all better go check on G. He probably on suicide watch.
You know he is.
You know y'all better go check on him. Probably on suicide.
Y'all hired some homegrown talent. I'm proud of Jackson State. Everybody give me a round of applause. Everybody give me a round of applause. They hired some homegrown talent. And got a homegrown ass whooping. That's a homemade ass whooping. That ass whooping from scratch. Okay? That ass whooping went out the box. That ass whooping came from scratch. Them folks told you last year, I hope you put me on homecoming. Them folks told you what they gonna. See, it's one thing to sneak up on me. If you're gonna sneak up, I lost to Texas Southern last year homecoming, right? I didn't see that coming. They snuck up on me and they beat me. Them folks told you, if you put me on your homecoming next year, I hope you put me on your homecoming. You dummies did it. You did it and got your ass whooped.
I'm gonna say this. You know, I feel like all Jackson State fans need to petition the SWAC to move that game back to Jackson. You know, just watching some of the posts on my timeline, you know, to have people having to get on the road at 4 a.m. for an hour and a half drive, that's insane, man. Like, structurally, infrastructure wise, Alcorn can't handle, you know, that a Jackson State game at home. It's just logistically, it's a nightmare. So hopefully we can bring that game back to Jackson and just rotate.
They don't want to give up their game. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, because you know, now, Brother Jerome, they want to show off their campus. Plus, we was just talking about that. Now that the announcers did say that kids from all over Mississippi was at that game today. A lot of kids were brought in to that game. So I you know what, I can't blame them for that. They want to show off the campus. You got, because don't they have like 1,500 acres at Alcorn? Because it's a very large, it's a land grant school with a lot of acreage.
Somebody said that it's like a plantation. It used to be a plantation.
It did.
Is that true, Mr. Ford?
Well, it was, you know, Hiram Revels, I think it originally was a white school, wasn't it?
It was. It used to be a plantation. Yeah, it used to be a plantation. Then it was a white school.
And then Hiram Revels started Alcorn, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, the state of Mississippi did, and they just named him
okay.
President.
Now there was so many cars and stuff. You almost got ran off the road at 3 or 4 in the morning.
That's crazy.
35. It was 35 for parking. You know, Jackson State showed up.
Facts.
Yeah, they did.
I think it's one of those things where you'd be like, oh man, I have to make my way to the game. And then they just, you know, they go ahead and make sure that they do what they have to do to get to that particular game. And they want that experience too, right? That's even though they got they behind whooped, they want the experience of the it didn't look like a game. You know how you use your home game as an advantage?
Right.
It didn't look like that 12th man, which would be their fans. It didn't look like it affected Jackson State, similar to the Alabama State game.
Well, let me say this to Brother Jerome. Now, after they paid their bills from the ticket sales today, how much money did they make? Did they make $500,000?
That's a good question. Like their stadium seats were like 21,000 maybe.
But it probably was about 30,000 or more there, right?
Yeah, I think they definitely could have cleared. Let's say if there was 30,000 on campus. Let's take the Tuskegee model, and they charge everybody a certain amount. It's possible they clear $500,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think they're gonna get that now.
But if we move that game back to Jackson and just rotate, who's the home team each year.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think they can make even more, but
well, they'll make a lot more money, but then they'll lose that. I think that like a lot of people are saying in the chat is they actually have an RV park. That's nice. Alcorn has an RV park.
Okay.
They sell more tickets than they have seats because of the grass. Ooh.
Because they've done 33,000 in there, right?
Yeah, I want to say back in the 90s when they played Southern at home, I think it was one of those McNair years, they had about 33,000.
I thought one of the games against Commergy was 33. What was the attendance when Dion went down there?
So Commergy, we never played Alcorn when Commergy was there, but
you never went to the reservation?
That was always in Jackson.
Okay.
But I will say when we had prom, I think we played them there in 2022, and it was definitely wall-to-wall packed. So I have to go back and check, but it had to be over 30,000.
Y'all must want to go to bed. Then get.
So Alcorn has 1,735 acres?
Something. You're burning it.
Dang.
Wow. Is that more than Tuskegee?
Tuskegee has 5,000 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, it says that we played them in 2012. We played with Commergy.
We played them at Alcorn in 2012?
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what Dre said.
Okay.
They said that it was sold out in 2022.
I was sold out? Okay. Well, I mean, I just, I hate it for all the fans that have to make that trek. It seems like logistically it's a nightmare, but if it's an opportunity to showcase their campus and
that's they want to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's good for Alcorn.
Yeah, I feel like they just need to expand their roads, right? They need funding so that they can expand the road. That one way in, one way out, just expand it. Because based off of the pictures, it looked like it was basically one lane for each direction of traffic. So maybe increase it to 2 lanes.
Right.
They said it was over 31,000 in 2022. They have grass seats available.
You know what? I know Alabama A&M, like when we played them in 21, they had folks on the grass as well.
What?
Yeah. If you go back and watch the videos, they claimed that game wasn't sold out, but that game was definitely sold out. But yeah, looking forward, like moving forward, I definitely look forward to this SWAC championship. Of course, there's more than enough seating. Mr. Ford, what do you think the attendance would be? Because Southern been kind of slipping lately with the attendance. What's going on with the Jaguar Nation?
LSU. A lot of them going over there to LSU.
I said the same thing, man. I ain't want to say that. I ain't want to be the one to say it, but yeah, a lot of their fans in turn LSU fans.
LSU.
But LSU ain't even good this year, are they?
Yeah, but that's that's the thing. It's LSU.
Dang, Sudden, y'all doing all that?
Man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
Them Southern people up in Atlanta, baby, they chest is back out, baby. They back out. I mean, it's, like that guy used to come on your show and say, in Dooley we trust. They believe in Terrence Graves, man. He done brought a smile back to their face because they was down.
Well, they need to support him then. He about to have eight.
They had, I think, 26,000 for, you can check it, for the homecoming game. Didn't they play Alcorn? I think they had 26 or 27,000 for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But the Southern, that air is kind of coming back. It ain't true Southern air now, because I've seen them when they whooping behind and talking you know what. But they smiling again now. They feeling good. Because I'm working with some of them and them South Carolina State folks. Hey, you know what I mean, Jerome? I know you done ran into them South Carolina State people.
Oh,
they back smiling and talking shit again.
That's all right. TC finna slap the smile off both of these fans.
They back smiling, baby. Because I know the ones I'm working with, man. They was down for a little while. I mean,
They was down. They was down.
Them last few years of Buddy Pugh wasn't good.
I'm glad we got to partake in that in the SWAC challenge last year.
Yeah.
They seem to feel like, this ain't that. And we're telling them, well, this ain't that either.
Thanks.
We blew them out the water last year, and that wasn't even our best.
That's amazing what happens when you get a coach that can actually coach.
Ooh.
Well,
However,
the thing too is it will be our best two programs if it's Jackson and South Carolina State. Will be no doubt those are our best two programs this year in HBCU football. That's why I keep using that term, epic. I think it's gonna be a mighty collision at that Mercedes-Benz Dome. It's gonna be a collision. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
You said we're gonna get about 50,000 up and down.
I think so. I think we could possibly get more. I think South Carolina, I don't know, that I know what you're going to bring. And if we can get South Carolina State to bring 10 to 15,000, we can get 50 or 55.
Oh, yeah. Now, fast forward to the Bayou Classic. Who you got? You got Grambling or you got Southern?
I'm rolling with
wait a minute. Of course, I'm with Grambling, but I think that Southern should be the favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Southern should be the favorite.
Ooh.
I'll say this. I feel like Grambling got something up their sleeve, Mr. Ford.
Well, now the thing with Grambling is we play better when our quarterback is not Miles Crawley. That's when we play better.
Okay.
If we go into that game with him on the bench and another quarterback, we got a shot. But I'm just saying, right now, with what Southern has done this year in the West, they should be favored.
Not you going up against the Grambling State Tigers?
No, I'm saying that if we win, it's an upset. But they should be favored. They're the West champions, right?
Right. So the
they should
question
be
was,
favored.
do you think that the Southern fans are going to travel to the Bayou Classic or travel to the SWAC Championship or both? The SWAC Championship is one of them day games, boy. Y'all can go ahead and make that trip for $40 round trip.
Yeah, that's what Baton Rouge to Jackson is what, 2.5 hours? How many hours is that?
Yeah, I think
that's
it's
about
3.
That's about 2 hours.
That's a turnaround game.
And then, you got a lot of, Southern folk who, there's pockets, in Dallas and Houston and Atlanta, et cetera. Hopefully, they'd be willing to make that trip. Because I've seen that with Jackson State fans, traveling from the Carolinas and the DMV and like it's nothing, So Southern, I need them to try to get back to their old Jaguar Nation ways. Because lately, it's like every year, it's like fewer and fewer fans, to So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
interesting.
But you got to remember now, that program has been in disarray since the departure of Dawson Odoms. And this has been the bright light year. You know, there's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism again at Southern. I don't know if all of their fans are, you know, believing in Terrence, but a lot of them are. They see something. They, you know, my whole thing is, I wish he would go get him an offensive coordinator. I do. I really do. I wish he would go get an offensive coordinator.
Now let me ask you, because you know I've been busy all day with Jackson State. What happened in the Florida class today? Did Bethune-Cookman beat them?
Oh Lord, no. They listen. Let me just say this. Okay. The president down there is going to make a decision. Either he's going to keep Cozy, or he's going to bring in, because that guy right now, Bro Jerome, he is the interim president, but he's going to be the president of FAMU. And like I keep telling people, he's a rattler. And the thing now is does he want Cozy, or does he want to bring in his own person? That's going to be the decision. Now, if they're going to keep Cozy, they got to re-establish that coaching staff.
I thought you said they needed some offense. Wait,
they need, listen to me.
Big time, Willie. 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 He gone, Willie.
Mr. Ford.
If Cozy is going to remain as head coach at Florida A&M, they're going to have to redo that coaching staff. And I think some people are going to be asked to leave. And I think that they're going to have to bring in some more people. Because I told you, I saw it in at least 2 to 3 games. There was no coaching leadership on the offensive side of the ball. I saw it in the Mississippi Valley game, I saw it in the Prairie View game, and I saw it in the Jackson game. And I done told you over and over, they call it, you know, they say HBCU and all that, but we got some of the smartest fans in the country. Okay, we got some schools in the SWAC. Them fans know football. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can't say a BS to them people down there in Tallahassee. They know football. And they know that it's something wrong. See, to me, I didn't even know FAMU's identity this year. I'm sorry. I didn't know their identity. From what they looked like last year, I knew what their identity was on the Willie. This year, I don't know what it was. I didn't know their identity. And that's why I'm telling you, if that president is going to keep Cozy, they got to redo that staff. And then the other thing, they just like them other school, they got to go to get some players to match what they got in Jackson. They got to go get some more players.
You are not matching the I love.
Well, they got to get some players that can compete against them.
You was just not you. Well,
yeah,
yes,
they got to go get some players. They got to go get some more players.
All them FBS players, they went and got up out the portal, and I said, just because they FBS don't mean that they going. You have to actually be able to put it together. That's what we said.
Yeah, that was true. You were right. You were right. But I know they got to go get some players. Now, one thing I keep telling people, we had this conversation Thursday at my school with the FAMU people. They got to go get 2 FBS transfer quarterbacks. They can get some high school kids if they want it, but they got to go get 2 FBS transfers. 2 kids who have started on the FBS level. They got to do it. They ain't got no choice.
Let me ask you this, like, so when when you look at FAMU or Alabama A&M or some of the other jobs that could possibly be opening, which one, like, do you think is a more attractive place to play between those? Because looking at FAMU Stadium, to me, it's a dump. And outside of getting a Jackson State to come to your town or their homecoming, they don't really have good attendance. So, like,
you said between Alabama A&M and Alabama State and FAM?
Yeah, and then you can maybe mix in.
Listen, that's easy. Alabama State has one of the most beautiful stadiums in FCS football.
Right.
If I was a 17, 18-year-old kid and I saw Bragg and I saw the stadium up in Normal, or I saw the stadium in Montgomery, I'm going to Montgomery.
Yeah, I think Bama
Is
State.
this going on an official visit without going to actual game, or?
Listen, when you see that stadium, you listen. That would sell me just looking at that. They wouldn't even have to take me to a game. If I was a prospect and I passed by on the interstate and looked over there to the left and saw that stadium, I'd say, "Oh, I want to go there."
Yeah, I went. I had to cross a bridge, so I had an Uber that dropped me off, and there was like a security, and they were like, "Up, you got to stop right here." And I'm like, "What do you mean stop right here?" He's like, "Oh, you got to walk the rest of the way." I was like, "I got to walk the rest of the way." I had to walk over a bridge, and then you see ASU Stadium. So I walked over there, and yes, it is a beautiful stadium. They have the bar none, probably the best HBCU stadium in terms of facilities, right?
Yeah.
And but like the city of maybe downtown Montgomery, it reminded me of
In the heat of the night.
Jerome. It reminded me of, you know, that hometown feel. It was nice. But I'll say this, because I didn't get to go all the way around the campus. I love the facilities. I feel like I want to know the question mark for the recruiting mechanism. Is it the NIL? What is it? Because now we're in the NIL era. So what is it going to take to get those quality quarterbacks to realize that an Alabama, because Alabama State does have good facilities. So what is it going to take? Is it the culture? What is it going to take for that?
No, you got to have outstanding coaching offensively. Like I don't know if you remember. I told you I talked to an older man and woman. I say older because they were older than me. And the man stated to me he had played for Alabama State, I think in the 50s or the 60s. And his aspiration was that since Eddie Robinson had played in the NFL for over 10 years, he thought that Eddie Robinson would implement a NFL style offense. And he said that what he was seeing was ridiculous and that he thought it was a major letdown for him. And I told you the story of what the lady said. She said that she had a problem with the way he acted with that whole Deion Sanders incident. She didn't like that. Now, she was, an older woman who had gone to Alabama State in the, maybe in this, I guess in the 60s or early 70s. But anyway, she didn't like the way he acted. And if he would go out and get, whoever he wants to do it, somebody to implement an NFL style offense, and I told you before, I listen to what Blue has to say. And I don't know if you remember, Blue said for somebody that you didn't gain 10 yards passing at a Division I school, they need to be fired. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Go get somebody to implement a Division I, to implement. You played in the NFL, then I think you should have an NFL style offense. And you shouldn't have no 4 yards of passing yards in a game. That's ridiculous.
Well, Mr. Ford, we know why that happened. And so, you know what? Give him another year to get his offense together. And then my advice to Coach Eddie do not be listening to these fans who are telling you we want such and such quarterback and we want such and such quarterback, because at the end of the day, your job and your season is on the line. So you go get the quarterback that you want, not that you hear the fans saying because that you need to go ahead and pick up. Go ahead and get the quarterback that you want. And like you said, go get an FBS quarterback. I ain't gonna hold you. Jackson State's quarterback room, I feel like a lot of our QB 2, 3, and 4 could start at any other at some of these other SWAC schools.
I know that Zach McDonald can. I know he can start. He's a missing piece for somebody.
No, he's the plug-in piece where he's at.
Yeah, but he could start for some other SWAC school.
Don't be over here talking about he can start.
No, he can. I'm serious. He can. You just saw his feet today. From what I've heard, he can throw it.
So they're asking, when is Alabama A&M going to have a winning football program? They just had a winning football program in 2020, right?
I'm hoping that they keep Maynard, but I just don't know. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Fam going to have problems with him next week.
Oh, yeah.
Fam going to have problems with him.
Oh, okay. So when Zoe said it, everybody was like, "You're smoking. You out your rabbit mind. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think you was on the show when
week.
he said, Mr. Ford, wasn't you on the show when he said that FAMU is going to lose to Alabama A&M?
Yeah. You talking about Zoe?
Yeah, he said FAMU will lose.
Yeah. Of course I disagree with him. Because to me, I thought they were a championship contender, but they've turned out to be a pretender. And so that's what I'm saying. Next week, they're going to have problems with Cornell Maynard. I'm telling you.
Are you riding with Maynard?
I'm
riding with Maynard
down there next week. Yeah, I was riding with it for the Magic City. I was riding with Maynard. I was.
Don't they have a winning record, Mr. Ford? Simona?
What'd you say?
Don't they have a winning record?
Alabama A&M, don't they have a winning record?
Let me see. Did they win 6 games?
Are they 6-4, 6-5?
I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I
that's
think they
not
might
bad.
be. Yeah, I think they're 6-5.
And if they beat FAMU next week, then what?
Yeah, you can't fire a coach.
I'm hoping they save his job. I'm hoping he saves his job.
Real good. And I think I wanted to say that's what I said that he would go. I said 7-5.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to fire a 7-5 coach.
Okay.
Unless they just want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So you said that FAMU, you thought that they were a contender, but they ended up being a what, Mr. Ford?
A pretender. You gonna tell me you don't realize until the last 2 games of the season that your offensive coordinator is Burris instead of Joe Henry? You realize, see, that's why I told y'all, and I keep telling you, I know y'all get tired of hearing me saying it. See, you can't go to Jackson State, Southern, Florida A&M, Grambling, and A&T and learn how to coach. You got to come to them schools as a champion because the leash is real short. Them people they don't want no novice. They don't want no apprentice. They want a championship coach.
They're both tied at 6-5 and 4-3 in conference.
Wow. And they struggle with Bethune-Cookman today.
I mean, they did put up 41 points though today. That's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
Ooh, they could finish 4th in the SWAC East this year. FAMU.
That's where they belong.
I'm hoping Maynard can keep his job.
I'm riding with
But I know
Maynard.
one thing. Listen, what time is that game next Friday?
That's a what do they call it? They call that the Leftovers Classic.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. They might have some problems with Maynard now. They might have some problems with him.
They call it the Leftover Classic, but Let me see what time it starts. It says it starts Friday, Black Friday at
What
4
time?
p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern time.
So we're gonna have the Turkey Day, and then we got FAMU A&M, and then we got the Bayou Classic. That's what's up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just telling you, man. It's gonna be interesting next week.
So, Mr. Ford, like, let me ask you this: which of the two teams from last year's Celebration Bowl fell off the hardest? Is it Howard or FAMU?
Okay, babe. I think it was Howard.
You think it's Howard?
I think it was Howard. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Howard. Yeah. I think it was Howard all the way.
Yikes.
I'll say FAMU. Because Howard ain't losing no Valley.
Yeah, but they got beat by Morgan. Morgan scored, about 40 points on them today, right? Morgan don't never score no whole lot of points. I mean, they play super defense. They always play super.
I don't think they've scored 35 points in 2 years. They've never.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah,
They
Howard.
were missing 17 players, Mr. Ford, and a coach.
Huh?
They were missing 17 players today, and most of them were on the defense.
And that was Howard?
Yeah, the ones that got ejected.
Oh, okay. They're another team to me. They got to go get some FBS quarterbacks. I mean, one of their greatest quarterbacks was Jay Walker. He came from Long Beach State. He helped transform that program.
Mr. Ford, you know we can't stand Jay Walker.
Listen, he hates on the SWAC, no doubt about it. He hates on the SWAC.
I
But
mean,
I'm
it's
just
not
saying, when you look at Howard football history, he came from, it was two guys. It was him and Terrell Davis. He left Long Beach State and came to Howard. Terrell left Long Beach State and went to University of Georgia. And the first year that Jay got there, they went 7-4. The next year, I think they went 11-0. And he helped transform that Howard program under Steve Wilson. But as far as his commentating, his history is terrible, and his give me fives is terrible, and he hates on SWAC schools. That's him.
To me, Mr. Ford, it's like he hates on Jackson State. Like
he hates on the SWAC. He hates on the SWAC.
Nah, like you gotta listen to when he commentates Jackson State games. It's like when Jackson State scores, you can hear the disappointment in his throat. And especially with that FAMU game, man, he showed his whole I was like, bro, really?
We would rather have Tolly Carr, Mr. Ford.
Oh, no. Tolly is the worst. Oh, every time when Tolly comes on, I go and take my Advil. He is awful. Oh, and listen, he can't call a basketball game. He can't call a football game. He can do that stuff with Stephen J. Gaither. That's all. Oh, I just hate when he's on the telecast for football or basketball.
Man, Mr. Ford, he
called.
Who
you want calling the Celebration Bowl?
Give me I like it. Now let me. Besides that BS with that, like I said, hating on the SWAC stuff. When it comes down to breaking the X's and O's, nobody can touch Jay now. He knows his football now. It's just that side stuff, when he got to tell you that MEAC is better than the SWAC and all that foolishness,
Okay.
Well, tomorrow, Mr. Ford, can we get Charlie Neal to cover the Celebration Bowl?
No. Remember, Charlie's with Byron Allen. The Celebration Bowl is under ESPN. And ESPN is going to always send Tiffany and Jay.
Okay, so can they send the one from Texas, the one that covers Texas Southern games a lot? He does really
well. Oh, yeah, I know you talk. I can't think. Butch Alvador. What is it? Butch Alvador?
Alonzador? Butch. Yeah, send Butch.
Camera, battery low. Garage, camera, battery low. Driveway, camera, battery low.
Who is talking?
Mr. Ford, who is that in the background?
Hold on, this I'm down at my cousin's house. This is the what you call it? The security system is reporting. But anyway, no, we can't get. Listen, I grew up listening to Charlie Neal. Charlie Neal is the epitome of professionalism. He's well researched. He's a Villanova grad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I think they induct him into the HBCU Hall of Fame or something.
Oh yeah, a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, he's awesome. See, when I used to listen, it used to be Charlie Neal and a Jackson State grad named Lem Barney.
Lem Barney, yeah.
That's right. They did what was that? That football would come on every Saturday night. They would always do the Jackson Southern game. They would do Grambling, FAMU, BET. They did the BET football.
Mm-hmm.
And we still love him, man. What's his name was he was a Noop. Lem Barney was a Kappa, and he let you know it every telecast. He'd always say Noops of the world. And he'd talk about diamonds in the sky. So everybody knew that Lem Barney was a Kappa.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. He always let everybody know he was a Kappa from Jackson State. And he was a Hall of Famer, NFL. He was really good friends with Marvin Gaye. He and Marvin Gaye used to train together in Detroit.
Oh,
he
nice.
had Marvin Gaye thinking he could play for the Lions. Yeah, Lem Barney.
Oh, Lord. We got Noops in the chat. They gonna let you know.
Huh?
I said we have Noops in the chat.
Oh, yeah. What's the name? Got a what Noop name to be with Doc? What's Noop's name?
You talking about SWAC Buzz?
No, yeah, SWAC Buzz a Noop, but it's another one. He be with Doc. I talk with him. He's on here now. What's his name?
Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric. Yeah, I called him Noop. Noop, yeah.
Mr. Ford, you a Noop?
Jay White's a Noop too? Oh, Lord. Now that explains some things, don't it, Jerome? Jay White's a Noop.
So the guy that wasn't Dooley a Noop? Wasn't Dooley a Noop?
Dooley a Noop? I think the commissioner's a Noop too.
And what about the guy that's the AD at Southern? He's a Noop. Didn't he take care of Dooley? Gave him all that money?
Ooh.
Gave Dooley about $600,000, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
Was it Roman Banks? Isn't he a Noop?
I don't know about that. I know our AD.
You know, bro, what's bro's name? What you Walker? Hey, bro, Walker. in Roman Banks, your friend, brother.
Mr. Ford, are you a Noop too?
No, I'm not agree. No, agree.
You did not agree? Okay.
Yeah.
Every
Bro Walker, in Roman Banks, your friend, brother.
Mr. Ford.
Huh?
You know who else is a Noop?
Who?
Ari.
You know what he played at Mr. Ford?
You right. I saw an article, right? He just went over, right?
Yeah, in the Grambling chapter, they getting him ready.
Yep.
You might be right. But now he has Southern that's in his background. I don't know if I think his mom and dad, they like Southern Grambling people.
Yeah, Grambling.
Yeah, I think they Southern Grambling.
Yep, he's a fall 2024 Grambling alum.
Yeah.
Or alumni chapter.
Oh, yeah. Well, and by the way, didn't Dion get beat to death today? didn't them Jayhawkers beat us behind today? Them Jayhawkers. Huh?
Did they
Rock
lose?
Chalk Jayhawk, ain't that what they say? Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Something they say out there in Kansas. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, ain't it?
Where did that even come from?
Huh?
Where did that even come from?
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. That's supposed to be a basketball school, ain't it, Bro Jerome?
Yes,
That's
sir.
where basketball started, ain't it? University of Kansas. No, then It started at was it Springfield? It started in the guy came out to Kansas. Remember, Dr. Naismith taught at Kansas.
Right. Okay.
But
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. Because the great black coach, remember, he went to Kansas. He was at North Carolina Central.
You talking about
what was his name? And then he went to Tennessee State, at them great teams at Tennessee State. What was his name?
John McClendon.
John McClendon. He was a Kansas Jayhawk graduate.
So, regardless of Shedeur, the Colorado Buffaloes losing, Shedeur still had a good game.
Yeah. Is Shedeur gonna go to New York? Is he gonna get? Will he be invited to New York, or just Travis going?
Damn, why would you say that? Of course, he's passed for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. They was out to hurt him, though.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he threw 79.3% completion rate against Kansas.
Yeah.
He didn't have no
what was the final score?
37-21.
And that game was in Boulder, or was it in Lawrence?
I want to say it was probably wherever the Kansas people are, because that crowd was kind of tough.
Yeah, so they went Lawrence then.
Yeah.
You are off the chain, Mr. Ford.
No, I'm just asking.
I think they still get to go to a bowl game, though.
Yeah, they'll get a chance to go. Because aren't they 9-3? What are they, 9-3? What, 8-3?
I think they're 8-3.
And they got who do they play next week?
Next week? I thought it was over with.
No, it's most of your FCS schools, I think, ended today. But they usually the FBS people play Thanksgiving weekend.
What?
So is there like a Big 12 championship game?
Yeah, that's usually in Dallas at Jerry's World.
You think Colorado will make it?
No, I thought they was eliminated today. It's going to be like Arizona State and who what is it? Because Arizona State beat BYU today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the next? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that's the Big 12. You got to remember, of the 4 power conferences, they the weakest one.
Yeah,
they the weakest one. Huh?
Yeah, I said all their big dogs left.
Yeah, that's right. Texas, Oklahoma left. Yeah. And
Texas A&M left.
Yeah, Texas A&M left. Right, that's right. And Nebraska was in it. They went to the Big Ten for the money because they getting beat like a drum.
And then even Missouri, they used to be in the conference. They went to the SEC.
That's right. They were Big 8, and now they in the SEC. I'm trying to think. It would be Arizona State, and who's the other team?
Would it be Utah?
No, Utah got beat down this year.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Miss Simone, pull that up. Pull up Big 12 standings and see who's number one. Because they don't do division. Don't they pick the best 2 teams?
Well, we don't want to mimic what they do.
Yeah, I do. Yes, because I done told you this before. The best teams in that SWAC is in that East. And instead of them divisions, we need to pick the best 2 at the end of the season.
It's a 4-way tie right now between Iowa State, BYU, Arizona State, and Colorado. They're all 6-2 in the conference.
Okay, so who does Colorado play next week?
Oklahoma State. They should beat the...
Yeah, I was about to say they should win that. They should win that. So it looks like Arizona State will be in it. You think BYU, it'll be a rematch with BYU? Because I think Colorado was out.
So, do you watch SWAC volleyball, Mr. Ford?
I saw it. I saw the link, and somebody put on here that it's FAM against Jackson for the championship, right?
Do you know how the implications for this volleyball game?
No, you got to tell me.
Well, because FAMU lost in football, right? and they were bragging about football,
Right.
and because they lost, this is like redemption right here for them.
Oh yeah, so this will be a rematch.
So Jackson State actually won the SWAC championship last year, and then our coach retired. And so for Jackson State to be right back in it, right, that speaks volumes to the coaching staff and the players. We beat them last year for the SWAC championship. So this is bigger.
Oh yeah. So that will be on the SWAC digital. How can we see that?
No, this is gonna be on ESPNU.
What time is the game?
It's at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, so it'll be 3:30 Eastern.
Yeah, it'll be 3:30 out there. Okay, that's gonna be big. That'll be big.
Yeah, and so this is like a replay of last year, but also got to have bragging rights to something. Got to be able to brag different about something.
Oh yeah, you're right. And Albany State hosted the SIAC Volleyball Championships today. I know Albany State was in it. I don't know who they played, but I know that they. I'm about 19 miles away from Albany right now, so I know that they hosted the SIAC Volleyball Championships on the campus of Albany State today. I haven't heard who won.
Alabama lost today. They only scored 3 points.
Alabama who?
Bama.
Wait a minute. You talking about the Crimson Tide?
Yeah.
They lost to who?
I don't know. I don't watch that kind of football. But they lost.
Wait a minute. The Alabama Crimson Tide football team lost today?
Yes, they scored 3 points.
You don't know who they played?
Who did they play, y'all? Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma beat Alabama? That guy ain't gonna last down there.
Okay, I want you to do that again, but say that you do it using you know how you just said Alabama lost to Oklahoma. I want you to do it with that emphasis. But
I'm saying Alabama. Wait a minute. The Crimson Tide lost to Oklahoma Sooners.
Can you
that
do
guy ain't gonna last, man. What's his name? Caleb DeBoer. He ain't gonna last down there.
Can you do the emphasis with that?
He's not gonna last. I'm telling y'all, he's not gonna last.
They said there's.
It's ridiculous, man. Oklahoma's down. This is a down year for them.
Right. So can you do the same emphasis with FAMU when they lost to Valley and Prairie View?
Oh, well, yeah. They lost to Valley at Bragg Stadium on the highest of 7 hills in the capital city of Florida.
But from what I found out, that was not true. I found out it's actually the lowest of 7 hills. Because I had looked it up. And do you know them jokers is at the bottom? Like it's like a plateau. It ain't even a hill. It's not even the highest. Why they be running like that? That's why they're a volleyball school.
Hey, listen. Listen. And by the way, Ole Miss got their behind kicked today too. Florida caught them down there at what they call it, the swamp. They whooped their behind today.
The swamp?
Yeah, because they was talking about Ole Miss was gonna be in that 12-team playoff. That got them. It's over with for them. I mean, they'll go to a bowl. Yeah, Mississippi. Ole Miss lost today to Billy Napier. Isn't that his name? The guy that's Bro Jerome, he gives South Carolina State credit. They gave him one of his first jobs.
Okay.
How you gonna fix it?
Coach at Florida, he worked at South Carolina State. He said Buddy Pugh gave him one of his first jobs.
I remember when you were advocating for Chennis Berry to go to Southern. You remember that?
Man, can you imagine what? Woo, Lord. Yeah, I was. Listen, but they claim that. Now I don't know how true this is, but some people are saying Texas Southern could have got him.
I think he's in the right spot.
Yeah, I think so too. I do too.
And I say that because he doesn't have all that pressure in Orangeburg that he would have had in Baton Rouge.
Right. Yeah. But listen, he's done wonders this first year, man. My whole thing with him was I said, go ahead on and beat him. This is his first year. Beat him now, because as time would pass, I felt he was gonna, he was gonna get big and he was gonna take over. This cat done come in the first year and already he could be the Black College National Champ. First year. And you know his history. Whatever you see the first year, he gets better.
He's one
He
of
always gets better. Huh?
For me, I was talking to a chapter member today at our watch party. And, I'm not going to say what he teaches, but anyway, he's watched, Benedict College for a while. And he said they were very one-dimensional. That Chanis doesn't do, what do you call it, in-game adjustments. And that's how Benedict lost to that team in the playoffs. And to me, I feel like that's how South Carolina State lost to FAM. They didn't do a lot of adjustments. I don't think South Carolina State has seen a defense like Jackson State's. I don't even think there's a defense in the MEAC as good as Jackson State's. But
no, I don't mean, and not one with the depth and the speed. No.
Yeah.
No, there's not. Because y'all can play 20, 25 guys on defense with no drop off.
Boy, when I tell you they was switching them out.
Yeah, y'all can run them packages. That's why, that's why I say that collision, is that the 13th or the 14th?
On the 14th.
It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic.
I know what I wanted to ask you, Mr. Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, I'm guessing we're going to see, I mean, for me, I've already seen, but we're going to see for the remainder of the season. But do you think that Coach T.C. Taylor is a better head coach than Deion Sanders?
Yeah, I do. Because of the stability, he's not a liar. Deion was a habitual liar. Deion was like to me, he was like a pulpit pimp. He was like a preacher, that was no good. You couldn't, he would say one thing over here. Like, when he was in Jackson, he talked to God every day. Then he goes up to Boulder and the white folks say they don't want to hear it. So he don't mention God no more. He was a habitual liar to me. So y'all in much better shape with T.C. Taylor.
Okay, so I was going more so in the I mean, you took it there, but I was going more so in the sense that the amount of talent that Deion brought in and the access that he had to the coaches that he brought in or whatnot.
Well, his best coaches was on his defense. That Dennis, what's that guy named? Dennis what?
Thurman.
Dennis Thurman was a wizard. Okay. When he came in, he was the best defensive coordinator in HBCU football. No doubt about it. You talking about a guy who had been the defense coordinator, I think, for either the Jets or the Ravens. This meant you bring an NFL coach to Jackson State and you make him defense coordinator. Now, on the other side of the thing, I never was really with his offenses. That first year I thought was a mess. I thought that the offensive line coach that Deion had was the worst coach on the staff. Okay. I thought that his best coaches were on the defensive side of the ball and his special team people were good. But now, as far as Deion himself, he was a novice. And the person that proved that was Buddy Pugh. They did all that talking that first year they went and all that disrespect. And then Buddy Pugh showed him, I'm the legend, I'm professional, you the novice, you still learning. He showed him that.
I'll say this, though, with that South Carolina State game, we got to remember, with all the drama that was on staff, and then I think he demoted TC that week from being offensive coordinator. I feel like had he just left everything alone, we would have won that game. You can't switch out an offensive coordinator, and they've already built a rhythm with the offense, and then you put in somebody else, of course it's going to be a disaster. So I look at that first Celebration Bowl as a fluke. I'm just being honest.
Well, let me say this too about that first Celebration Bowl game. I thought that Buddy Pugh out-prepared him because at no time in the game did he have an answer for that. Remember that tall wide receiver,
Shaq Davis.
Shaq Davis. He never came up with any kind of adjustments to stop that kid. Okay.
I mean,
I thought that they out-prepared them on defense. You know, that Jablonski Green, and there was another kid on the other side of Jablonski. They beat that offensive line down. They beat them down.
Mr. Ford, if you knew how much drama was going on the week of the Celebration Bowl and even the night before the game, again, I don't think it was Buddy Pugh. And I don't think it was any player on South Carolina State. There was just a lot of drama on that team that week and then the night before. And,
and don't forget the daddy ball, you know, that he allowed Shadua and them to do anything they wanted to do along with Shallow. But I just think that Jackson is in a better place.
Oh, yeah.
You got someone who is committed, who's dedicated to Jackson State. Dion was a liar. He told lies every day about he was going to do this and he was going to do that. And at the same time, from what I hear. But, you know, the New York Times wrote a story when Dion announced that he was going to Colorado. They wrote a story about him. And I challenge everybody to go and read that story. Because that habitual lying, they pointed it out in that article. Because y'all can't tell me when Shadua and them leave Boulder, don't think he don't want to leave too.
Oh, yeah,
he want to leave, and he going to find a way to leave.
Oh, yeah. I see him. I can definitely see him going to Dallas. Because him and Jerry Richards.
I know he's not going to want to be in Boulder. I don't see that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see that. Because like I said, Dion listen, let me tell you this. I had a friend of mine. He was Tennessee State grad. And when Dion got the job at Jackson State, I was ecstatic. I was so happy. And I met up with him one day and he said, you know, Dion's using Jackson State for a stepping stone. And I was upset. And I said, why would you even say something like that? And he said, I already talked to his boys. I said, you know Dion? He said, no, I don't know Dion, but I know his boys. Because he had lived in Fort Lauderdale and he knew a lot of the guys that Dion ran with. Bruh Jerome, everything that he told me about Dion came true.
Yep.
Everything he told me from the beginning, he said Dion is using that school for a stepping stone. And he told me, you know, he knew that, you know, that Jackson State got him that degree from Talladega. He knew all about that. And I was just so happy because I just thought it was a great thing. I did. Now, personally, I thought he would stay at least 4 years, get Shadua out, and then he would leave. Okay, I had no idea he was going to leave after 2 years, and I was really pissed about it. And then the thing that really hurt me was how he attempted to besmirch and malign Jackson State's character on the way out the door. I ain't got over that yet, because to me, he did it. When he did that to Jackson, he did it to all the black schools. That's how I felt about it.
And look at us now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're in a much better space.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
Undefeated in the SWAC.
Yeah, and they got beat by the Rock Chalk Jayhawks today. By them Jayhawkers.
Simona, what's our record right now?
10-2.
Say it again.
10-2. Undefeated in the SWAC. About to be 12-2.
Come on.
I'm ready.
Yeah. But listen, you know what? I got to tell you this, Mr. Moan. What's our guy name? You know, he's Southern's voice too. You know, I listen to him.
Perry White.
Perry interviewed Terrence today.
He interviewed Coach Graves.
Yeah, he interviewed Coach Graves. And let me tell you, it was a good interview. I really like Terrence Graves. I do. I really like Terrence.
Yeah, he seemed
I
like a
like
good
Terrence.
brother. Really
Yeah,
down to
I like
earth.
Terrence. I like, and I can see that because I wasn't like, listen, I went to Grambling, but now I love some Pete Richardson now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I love some Pete Richardson. I love myself some Pete Richardson. I thought Pete was the man.
You know what, Mr. Ford, you can
Huh?
tell Coach Graves and TC, it's not only a mutual respect,
Yeah.
but it's almost a friendship. Because I could tell when we played Southern a couple of weeks back in September, you could tell TC called off the dogs. That game could have been a whole lot worse, but you can tell he definitely pulled off the dogs.
Oh yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
he's a really good brother.
Yeah, I think he is too, man. I enjoyed the interview that he and Perry had today. I listened to them like they come on over here about 9 or 10 o'clock, and they stay on till about 11 or 12, and we hear it over here. And I listen to Perry, and I really like the guy. He brings on this guy who writes for the Advocate named Jim Kleinpeter. Kleinpeter's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Ford. That Celebration Bowl and SWAC Championship, do you think they should push it back another week, or do you think that's going to benefit us because our guys will still be in motion, or because South Carolina State today was their last game and they got like 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Their quarterback
Well,
didn't even play
they're
today.
not going to push it back because they don't want anything to interfere with that 12-team playoff. That's why they killed. Remember, it was 2 weeks between the Celebration Bowl and the South SWAC Championship. Now it's only a week.
So can we push it forward? Can we start a week ahead? I mean,
well, let me just say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're not gonna touch that SWAC championship game because that's so much money. Because I was talking to my fam people. They said that championship game last year in Tallahassee, that game brought them like $1 million or maybe $2 million, and it was a rainstorm. But I don't know if they're going to touch that. Because, see, that's what I always tell people. The SWAC makes money. The MEAC don't make no money. But the SWAC makes money.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. Ford. You remember, the old Heritage Bowl in the 90s?
Yeah.
When I looked up the dates of those games, they were like real late December. One was like after New Year's.
That was the problem with it. We never could get a stable date with, like, we got a stable date. We always know that it's going to be that 12 noon and it's going to, that day. They never could get the right date. They never could get the right time. It was always a problem. Now, really, the dominant team in that Heritage Bowl was Southern. It was always going to be Southern and South Carolina State. They kind of ruled it. Hampton came one time. South Carolina State came against Grambling. But usually it was going to be Southern and South Carolina State. It was going to be Pete Richardson against the old man, Willie Jeffries. But it wasn't stable. One year, Howard came one year. This was Steve Wilson with Ted White. They came and played Southern.
In 96.
Yeah. But the stability was not there. Not like this Celebration Bowl. This Celebration Bowl gets better every year. It gets better. I thought last year was good. The years that Jackson came, I thought that, Alcorn came 3 times. One of them times they cheated Alcorn. I'm going to be honest. Alcorn came 3 times against North Carolina A&T. And I will never forget it. That boy caught that ball, and they said he was juggling the ball, and they gave that game to A&T. Yeah. Now, one thing about it, every time that Alcorn came against A&T, Alcorn had more fans.
Yeah.
They brought their fans. Their fans came.
I think it was definitely because I went majority of the Celebration Bowls. Remember the first one when I checked
that was the Tariq Cohen show.
Oh yeah, no. When I checked into the host hotel, man, we ran into folks that flew in from Houston, Texas Southern, ran into some Prairie View. I mean, like the SWAC really supported
Yeah,
Alcorn. I think they
they did.
you know,
They really did.
I think we've done that consistently.
Yeah. Well, see, the
opposed to-
SWAC travels. The MEAC doesn't travel.
Well, hopefully we'll have the same for the
Oh,
Celebration
yeah.
Bowl this year. The SWAC will travel to
Yeah, I'm hoping that they break the record.
cheer
Whatever the
on.
record is, I think it should be broken this year. I'm gonna say it again. This matchup, if it's Jackson and South Carolina State, this is classic. This is epic. These are two blue bloods of HBCU football. Both of you got 4 NFL Hall of Famers. You can't get no bigger than that. I'm telling you, last year it was 41,000 paid attendance. 40,000 of them people was from FAMU. 100 of them was from Howard.
And how many band members, Mr. Ford?
30. Hey, did I tell you that? I talked to our band director. He's a Bethune-Cookman graduate. Did I tell you about that conversation?
I think you did, but not everybody remembers the story. You can
Yeah,
tell
he
us.
told me. I asked him. I said, "Right now, who's the best band in the SWAC?" And he said, "It's the Boom." He said, "It's Jackson State."
Oh, yeah.
Top 2
Yeah.
and we ain't 2.
Huh?
I said top 2 and we ain't 2.
Yeah. He said that it was Jackson. He said Jackson's the best right now.
Mr. Ford, they said in the chat you done went from 50 to 30 now. The band for Howard keep getting smaller every time you tell the story.
Man, listen. But they thought Howard's band was larger this year, right?
Yes.
What was the count?
I thought you said you saw more than 100.
I think I saw them against. Was it Hampton? I know they were larger than what they brought to the Celebration Bowl. Somebody in there from Howard. How many people did y'all march at Howard this year? How many pieces did you have? I know you in here.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Ford, this week has been an amazing week for the Sonic Boom. I've never seen a band go viral off of a couple of songs, actually. And to see the artists, of course, give them their props, and to see the videos shared on Sports Center and Ebony Magazine, it was just amazing, man. So super proud of the program.
Well, now you know that Grant will probably steal the award from you and give it to A&T again. You know that, right? You know John Grant's gonna lie and steal the award and give it to A&T again. You know that. He's gonna be a homer.
We're not going to be playing
We're not gonna
Saturday
be
night anyway. We'll be participating on Sunday.
Okay.
So maybe they'll invite Southern University, maybe.
And they better than A&T too.
Absolutely. I can think of about 10 bands better than A&T.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
Because that was a travesty. That was awful what he did last year. When they gave that award to A&T, it was awful. That was just awful.
But, the Boom got the last laugh, to perform the Super Bowl, get flown out to Vegas and perform with Usher.
Getting flued out.
Getting flued out.
They might be getting flued out again. They might be doing something with Mr. Sticky.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, this said Alabama A&M basketball, big upset over Coastal Carolina. Was that men or women?
Is it really an upset though? Is it an upset?
Yeah, with the money Coastal got. Yeah, it's an upset. Who was that, men or women?
Carolina is the same one that got duped by Geronimi too.
Yeah, well, actually, they called and told FAMU about him. That was one of the reasons they had to get rid of Robson, because the people at Coastal Carolina warned them. They told them. But once again, was it girl? This defeat, A&M's win. Was this men or women?
Men. It
Oh, it's men. Okay. Because they had a legendary coach at Coastal, a guy named Cliff Ellis. Cliff coached about 40 years. I think he's retired now. Brother Jerome, you remember him? Cliff Ellis?
Bulldogs got really nice facilities.
Cliff used to be a little bit Clemson, Auburn, he South Alabama. He been around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they called them, but I just know Coastal Carolina almost got duped. So do they really got money if they was entertaining that type of man?
Listen, they got money. I've been on that campus. I've been to Myrtle Beach, and let me tell you something. Well, it's been more than 5. Their baseball team won the NCAA baseball championship out in Omaha. They got money. Now, what happened was the merchants at Myrtle Beach supplemented. That guy's name was Jamie Chatwell. They made his salary $1 million, but the problem was Liberty comes in and offers him $4 million base. That's why he left Coastal and went to Liberty, because he's making like a $4 million base. That's not even his bonuses.
Dang.
Yeah. You know, Liberty is the largest university in America now because of online students.
We need to be trying to mimic their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Jackson definitely needs to do it.
So Jackson State, you know, they were in Lorman, Mississippi, and so they had, you know, delays on uploading content to the website, just because, you know, they didn't have the internet. So a couple of congratulations. Gerardo Baeza surpassed and broke a record today for most field goals in a season for Jackson State. So he had 20 completions. And then, of course, we were able to see Irv Mulligan. He surpassed the 1,000 rushing yards mark in a season. He was on a mission accomplished, right?
Right.
And then we had Leilani Armenta. She was able to score today for extra.
Oh, I saw that. You mean the girl kicker?
Yeah, her name's Leilani.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw that.
And then also congratulations to Mississippi Valley State's wide receiver, Nathan Rembert. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but Nathan Rembert, he surpassed 1,000 yards today as well. Well, his is receiving yards. Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Bakari.
Hey, so and I don't know if y'all know that we lost a SWAC legend this week, Bob Love, called him Butterbean Love. He was an old Chicago Bull. He was at Southern University. He died this week. He was 81 years old, I think.
Butterbean.
They called him Butterbean Love. He was the big star in Chicago way before Michael Jordan.
I heard that Tuesday. I heard that on Tuesday, Mr. Fold.
Yeah, he was from Louisiana. Yeah, he played at Southern against Willis Reed. Willis Reed was at Grambling. He was at Southern. Yeah, he went to the Chicago Bulls. He was a star there with a guy named Chet Walker, Jerry Sloan, Norm Van Leer. Their coach was named Dick Motter. That's when they used to play in this thing called the Chicago Stadium. But he was way before Michael Jordan.
Let me ask y'all something. So I definitely remember him because ESPN, about maybe a decade ago, they did a documentary called Black Magic. Remember that?
Yeah. I remember. Matter of fact, I got it.
Yeah, I remember it was him and Willis Reed, and they did a wonderful job just, profiling so many HBCU legends.
They did. Yeah, he Willis and them won the NA because they wouldn't let us play in the NCAA back then. Black schools had to go to the NAIA, and it would always be in Kansas City, Missouri. Grambling won the national championship, I think, in 61 or 62. In 57, 58, 59, with a guy they called him Skull Barnett. Tennessee State won it 3 years in a row. That remember the guy you said the coach, the black guy that finished Kansas, he was their coach. What was his name?
John McClendon.
John McClendon. He was the coach. He was the coach. They had a president at Tennessee State. His name was Dr. Davis. He wanted Tennessee State to be the premier school as far as athletics. He was the one who brought Big John Merritt from Jackson State to Tennessee State in '63. And before that, he took John McClendon, I think, from North Carolina Central and brought him to Tennessee State. And at Tennessee State, remember, John McClendon, this guy's still living. They called him Skull Barnett. He used to call his jumper fallback baby. He was from Gary, Indiana. He's still living. He's like a Nick legend. I think his jersey might have been retired. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry to break you. I also forgot to mention, my apologies to Nyjah Gaddis. I did see that she surpassed 1,000 career assists. This is Jackson State Volleyball. And of course, they'll be playing once again tomorrow at 2:30 Central Standard Time on ESPNU versus FAMU.
Nice.
Mr. Ford and Brother Bakari, what do you guys think about Eddie George and him clinching the OVC championship?
Oh, that was big. That was big.
It took him 20 years. The last time I think they said.
But I think he's out of there.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Ford.
I think he's out.
Where would he go to? Where would he go to, Mr. Ford? You think he'll go to Kennesaw State?
I think he's coming our way. I think he's going to get that Kennesaw State job.
Mr. Ford, I heard you say he should leave. You said they got a president. You ain't say he should leave, but you said they got a president in there that's black MAGA. He a diehard Donald Trump. So why would you leave Tennessee State to come to, because the president is black MAGA, to go to Kennesaw? Everything in Kennesaw is Donald Trump.
Yeah, but so the amount of money they're gonna offer him at and the guy who's trying to get him down, his name is Overton. He used to be the AD at FAMU.
The article that I read, and then every now and then, what I do, I have to go out their way. They say, from what they say, he ain't at the top of their list.
Oh, okay.
It's a white dude that played at Kennesaw State the first year they started their program. Actually, who I think is the interim coach now, and they won a game today. They said that's
they did win. Yeah, they won.
They said that's the guy at the top of their list.
Okay, well, we'll see. Time will tell.
That's the one they say was at the top of their list. Only thing I can say about that, black folks need to learn to stop letting white folks use them. And I'm sorry, you might not want me to say it like that on your panel tomorrow, but that's what it is. Stop going to clean white folks' trash. Then as soon as it get clean and you don't win, but you straighten up the program, they're gonna bring somebody else in. They do it to black folk all the time. I know
Tyrone Willingham. Don't you remember him? Ask him about it.
Yeah, I know Tyrone. And then people be bragging. Ooh,
what about Tony Dungy? Didn't they do that at Tampa Bay with the Buccaneers? They got rid of him and then brought that man in to win the championship, Chucky.
Yeah, and I know black folk, but look how much money he got. See, sometimes I'm gonna tell you something, man. Black folk talk about they want their stuff to get better. Got to stop celebrating black folks selling you out for $1. Just like black folks celebrate Deion. Them folks just using Deion. People go, Deion gonna leave. Deion don't have no power with nobody but black folk. He ain't got Deion took a job on an IOU. Y'all think he got some power. He gonna leave. Deion ain't got no damn power with nobody but black people. That's it. He ain't got no power. Deion is being used just like any other black. They use Deion and make that money back that they had lost in 2 years. They had lost over $200 million. And they figured since Deion could make money for black folks, he could come and do a great job for them and make their money back. Them folks Deion ain't got no power. We are always used. Deion, he had a winning season this season. Let Deion lose next season in the year out. He ain't gonna leave on his own.
They realized after Deion pulled that Travis Hunter boy to Jackson State, the powers to be in the NCAA said, we got to get him out of Jackson. Because he was too harmful for them. When they realized that he could pull the number, because that kid was the #1 player in the nation in high school that year. And when he pulled him to Jackson State, them red lights went off. And they said, look, get that Negro a check or something But he got to get out of Jackson because they saw Jackson as the Underground Railroad, and they had to get him out of there. He got to go.
Look where they sent him.
They sent him to Siberia.
They made sure he didn't stay down south. Take you out to Colorado. Don't nobody want to go. don't no top players. He ain't gonna ever be in. They won't ever be in no contention for being on best team and me. But I don't even watch PWI football today. Like I heard people. I was listening and I heard people talking about SEC scores and they watch the game. Why? I'm saying I believe we like abuse. How we still support something and the commissioner of the league can stand and say publicly there should be no black Division I schools, but we still concern ourselves with these power schools who don't even think you worthy of being a D1 school. We still concern ourselves with them. It's like glutton for punishment, or it's like we need them to treat us a certain way so we can have some and we still support them. Look, I'm just being honest. I don't even, when them young folks be talking to me, and if you come watch a lot of folks, what school they gonna go to? Only thing I talk about is HBCUs. They say they don't want to go there. Ain't nothing I can tell you then. I know they get us with trinkets. Oh, they got nice facilities. Yes, they built, newsflash, black people, they built those facilities for themselves. Then once once the coach in Alabama, Bal Bryant, saw some black people run over him, and he went and got them 2 running backs from USC. You remember this, Mr. Ford? And brought him in his him in his locker room and showed his team. His exact words, "I'm gonna get me some of these." That's
There were
what they
2
said
blacks.
about.
One was from Birmingham. His name was Clarence Davis. The other one was named Sam the Bam Cunningham.
Sam Bam Cunningham. Yep. That's how they.
Clarence was from Birmingham. Clarence Davis was.
I'm gonna get me some of these. I'm gonna get some of these.
Yep,
That's
he
what
went and got Wilbur Jackson.
And that's how they still feel. So when they getting rid of DEI, so all the student body gonna be white except the few basketball players and a few basketball players and a few baseball players. And we gonna be happy bragging. Ooh, we got somebody at Alabama. Eventually somebody gonna have to make a stand. Like when the brother was just talking about Jerome, talking about the documentary they showed on ESPN. It was a good documentary, but I was disappointed in it though. They didn't show, in my opinion, the greatest coach in HBCU basketball history. This is gonna always be my opinion. The great Dave Whitney from Alcorn. They didn't even talk about Alcorn at all in that documentary. They didn't mention Dave Whitney. They didn't mention Alcorn being the first HBCU to win the NCAA tournament game. They didn't mention none of the misses. They didn't mention Purvis Short from Jackson State. They talked about everything except the HBCU or anything that was good that came out of Mississippi. They didn't talk about none of them on that documentary. Purvis Short, NBA career, averaged like 17, 18 points a game for his NBA career. They didn't talk about Larry Smith, who played at Alcorn and then was the head assistant for the Houston Rockets when they went back-to-back for their NBA championship. Let Mr. Mean played with Golden State. They didn't talk about that. They didn't talk about the last national championship the dude Bobby Knight won in Indiana. And after he won the national championship, he talked about how bad the seeding of the NCAA tournament was because the best team he played in the whole tournament was Alcorn State, and the tournament didn't do them no justice. That was easily a Final Four team, but they had to play Indiana in the first round. Hey, but that's how they do us. Hey, but then our best go to them. Hey, but then we support. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just me. I ain't telling nobody to think like me. I hope Eddie George don't go to.
Oh, they cut Brother Bakari off when he was getting ready to say.
But like I said, they say he ain't at the top.
They cut you off when you said that part.
Use
You
us.
hope they don't go where? You hope that they don't where?
I hope he don't go to no Kennesaw State. They say he ain't at the top of the list no way, but hope he don't go to no Kennesaw State. That's why I be so hyped. That's why I be saying our best HBCUs have to play these schools. That's why I keep saying that. That's why I continue to say that if we don't ever play them and beat them, if we don't ever just play them and start beating them, these FCS white schools, our Worst teams will play them, but if you don't play them and beat them, it's like it ain't because we don't want to just be the best. Our students should, our youth should understand that you can come to a HBCU and be the best. That's for me. It's like it's war. Even people might not understand that, but in this country, it's war. We're under attack, and if we can only, if we gonna fight back, we can fight back with sports too. That's just my feeling. I ain't telling nobody to think like me, but that's my opinion.
Your opinion.
Yeah, like they say the Celebration Bowl just made a rule after the game, can't nobody shake hands.
What?
I would.
Not even
That's
the
what
coaches?
they said after the game. No, the players came.
Oh, okay. The player. Well, listen. You know, you in front of 2 million people. You can't be over here.
I don't care.
cutting out.
I'm gonna tell them players, if I'm the coach, y'all gonna shake hands. They ain't put them white schools been fighting. They don't never tell them white schools, you know, the players can't shake hands. We can't let them put us on a dog leash like that. Like
They was definitely getting busy today at the PWIs, pushing refs and everything.
And ain't nobody gonna ever tell them after the game, y'all can't shake hands. As if TC or the coach from Southern, which I'm saying TC because I think Jackson State gonna mollywop Southern and Chennisberry, as if they can't control their players. They can sit down, they can. Oh, well, the only way that black people know how to get along if we make a rule and tell them, y'all can't shake hands, just go straight to the locker room. To me, that's more embarrassing than the little scuffle.
Oh, not the little scuffle. Not the little scuffle. Well, I wanted to play some of just to take a little breather. Because you know, Brother Bakari and Mr. Ford will take it there and let y'all know about the history of HBCUs and where we're going. I just wanted to put this little gem, like a commercial break, on you. This is G and what he had to say 3 days ago prior to the Soul Bowl.
Can I start with the opening word? Can I start with the opening word?
The floor is yours.
Go ahead. Fuck Jackson State. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I want it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah. And if anybody got a problem, tell them come see me.
Yeah. GSPN or Georgia?
They gotta come see GSPN this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Now we lose. If we lose, I'm convert back to George. But they gotta come see me. All that talking, you gotta come see me.
How you feeling about the game this week?
Well, you know, belt to ass. I'm getting off topic early, but we here.
Keep it real. Don't give me an all point answer. How you really feel?
I'm gonna tell you how I feel for real. So, early in the year, I felt like, when it was a possibility of this matchup with SWAC Championship Southern and Jackson, I felt like Jackson was gonna just blow it out the water. But then I've been thinking, I really feel like Southern got a shot. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because Jackson gonna come in with a foot still stuck up their ass. They gonna come in with a black eye. Jackson gonna SWAC Championship game with a black eye. Yeah, they gonna come in limping. They gonna come in like a wounded tiger. They coming in limping. I'm gonna tell you that right. They coming in limping. So you might have a shot down to them Jags. You might have a shot because Jackson State coming in with a one of them brave swords up their ass. So you know what I'm saying? Take advantage. Go come in, band it up. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come in already bandaged up, bruised up, and that ass from the week before. So you might be in luck.
I don't know, bro. Jacoby Morgan looking good, man. I don't know. I told you that's
his favorite
one
QB,
of the top quarterbacks in the SWAC. He one of the top quarterbacks in the SWAC.
He got to come see me.
Not lucky. The Wi-Fi ain't the best in Lorman, so it might be hard for Jackson State to log into the huddle down. It might be hard for them to log in and see y'all guys going up on y'all seats.
Time is running out on Gab's Black Friday sale
Well, that didn't age too well. Thank you, Brother Bakari, for telling us the history of Alcorn. You must have been. Was you talking about Alcorn basketball? You had to have been talking about basketball. You was talking about
Oh yeah, I
Alcorn.
was talking. Yeah, I was talking about their basketball. I was talking about that documentary that Jerome was talking about. They showed on ESPN. This was a while back, and they were showing the HBCU basketballs, and I was talking about how they didn't even mention none of the great basketball that was played by the black colleges in Mississippi, but none of their players.
Oh Lord. So we not supposed to support the blacks? Y'all look at the chat. Listen, we're not doing this today on supporting the blacks. They done ended DEI. Y'all blacks at the PWI. Y'all better be coming up with a different PLAN. Cause this ain't that. All right. Brother Bakari, Jerome, do y'all have anything else y'all want to say? I cannot believe G came out like that, boy. I wish I could get G on here now.
I wish you could get him on there too, because I was listening to that. I listened to it. I'm like, damn, he coming hard. They gonna be limping. I'm telling y'all now, Southern, y'all gonna have a chance. They gonna have one eye, two legs. We gonna tear them up. We gonna tear. Yeah, he talking noise the whole. He was talking noise. He was talking noise the whole. He was talking noise the whole thing.
What do you think about the game? What type of game was it?
Jackson, it was a dominant performance. It was a dominant performance by Jackson State. Actually, Jackson State played like they felt they had something to prove. They still played with a chip on their shoulder.
That's how they need to play the rest of the season.
Yep, because everybody have a chip on their shoulder for Jackson State. So Jackson State need to have a chip on their shoulder for everybody, because everybody is like, I don't know, but it seemed like everybody disliked Jackson State.
You said they dislike this?
It seemed like everybody disliked Jackson State except the Jackson State fans and people.
Jerome, why is that? Why does everybody dislike Jackson State?
You know, I've said, several times, Jackson State is, you know what? Talking to older alums that went to Jackson State in the 60s, they said that there was a lot of hate back then too. And I strongly feel it's because, again, we don't come from the land grant background or, the school all the light-skinned folks go back in those times. And we literally had to get it out the mud as a university, from band to athletics to academics, and they don't feel like we belong. But it's okay. We're here, and we're going to continue to dominate. For me, as far as my thoughts of today's game, I want to kind of pivot and just give a shout out to the JSU Nation. Not only did we show up well today, we've shown up all season. And I think that's another variable as to why all these schools hate us. But you guys are definitely the 12th man. And, we look forward to a raucous crowd on December 7th in Jackson. And of course, we're going to be about 40,000 strong in Atlanta. But shout out to the JSU Nation, man. Y'all were beautiful today on national TV. Dear love.
These are the way the folks that are not Jackson State are looking at you.
That's all right. See, I got a smart mouth. I was about to say something, but I got to remember. I got to remember the position I hold, so I can't say that on your platform. But
yeah.
Be y'all love. Be y'all love.
Shout out to the fan base today in Lorman. Good Lord. Yes. Brother Bakari, did you go to this game? Or are you gonna be at the SWAC? You said you're going to the SWAC Championship, right?
Yeah, me and my homeboy from Southern will be riding down there together. It is. I see you putting it back on there. Who wrote this stuff on the field?
I thought the C was like for the
I don't
ain't
know.
that a baseball team that got a logo that looked like that?
It's similar to the Cubs.
I thought so.
Similar to the Cubs. But yeah, me and my homeboy from Baton Rouge supposed to be riding down there. Supposed to be riding down there to the game. He say they ready. He said they ready. He said we got lucky when we played them early. He said they wasn't ready. He said y'all got lucky. He said we got lucky because they wasn't ready. He said now the coach got them ready and they got a quarterback now. He said so that they ready. They gonna whoop. He said they gonna whoop Jackson State this time. He didn't say it with confidence. He didn't say it with his chest. He just said it because I believe he feel that's what he's supposed to say.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta say it with bass in your voice. Like, believe what you're saying. I don't. I feel like folks really didn't want to come to terms with the fact that Jackson State is who they thought we were. They didn't want to believe it.
Hey, let me ask a question. Did anything happen to them? Because the refs were better today. So obviously the SWAC said something to the damn refs.
Because you cannot. They can't have no more fighting. Boy,
and I don't think you can put everything on the players. When the refs sit there and allow stuff to happen and allow the tempers to boil like that, you can't even put everything on the players. You can't. Those referees, man, those referees in that game was horrible. They were horrible.
How on a scale from if you're rating them between a grade of A and F, what would you rate them?
Over all SWAC refs all season of that game, they get an F minus, F.
Not an F minus.
The Alabama State game, yeah, they get a low F. They get a low F, a low F, a low F. That was horrible. But like I said, matter of fact, if you listen to that, whole where you just played with G was talking noise, right? And and of course he had to say something. Yeah, Jackson State, they don't think they did nothing, but they had to be involved too. But even he was talking, he was like, yeah, Alabama State played dirty. He said he saw them when they played Alcorn. They spit on 2 players after the tackle. He said nothing was done.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
And me and my homeboy was talking. I'm starting to think Alabama State head coach kind of like a little bit of that drama.
No.
Man, them players ain't gonna keep doing that stuff. I ain't saying he telling them to spit on people or something, but I'm saying I think he might, because remember, he the one, he wouldn't let Deion wouldn't go Obama hug him. You ain't SWAC.
That's not why he didn't want to hug him. He was talking noise and being disrespectful.
Yo, I got you, but I'm just saying.
He was like shunning him. And you know what? Truth be told, that coach, I think Coach Robinson, I'm not speaking for him, but I really think he knew that Deion was leaving before everybody, how like somebody's leaving?
Yeah.
Because when he did the press conference, he was like, I hope that they book me for homecoming. And I hope that I see him next year. Like he said it with some emphasis. So, he said it was just the heat of the moment, it was just coaches talking, but I don't know. I feel like there was something more to that we didn't see.
Me too. I believe the coaches knew. I believe everybody knew that Deion felt he was bigger than HBCUs. He felt HBCUs was beneath him. That's what I believe. Other than to go hang out, because I know yeah, man, all the players from Florida State go hang out at FAMU. I'm like, man, they should tell them players y'all can't come over. You don't want to come over here and play. Stay at Florida State. Ain't nowhere for you. I'm just saying that's just my personality. Everybody, yeah, man, there we go. We go hang out over there. Why are you hanging out over here? You don't want to go to school over here.
They want to be around all the black folks.
Well, but no, they don't. They know they don't. Because if they did, they would have gone. They would have gone. But see, we still in a position where, if we can touch theirs, it's better. We just automatically think there's we just automatically think theirs are better. And for me, like I said, I just get tired of seeing black folks, getting used. When I said I don't support them, I'm not mad at a young person for making a decision, but I don't think people are teaching these young folks. Like when Alabama played Texas last year in football, and when Texas beat Alabama, and all them Alabama fans standing up there, go back to the projects N-word. They ain't just talking. Oh, you don't remember that?
No.
Y'all don't remember that? Oh, y'all don't remember that?
I don't watch Alabama football like that. When I heard
I didn't watch the game, but people put it on you. And I'm like, do these black people that's playing for Alabama think they're just talking about the black people on the Texas Longhorn team? They're not just talking about the black players on the Texas Longhorn. They talking about y'all too. Or when Norfolk State played Southern Illinois in basketball last year.
Oh no, I do remember that.
The coach, Southern Illinois coach, was taken up for a fan that was calling the player the N-word and got mad with a Norfolk State coach.
I do remember that. Before we leave out, I did want to say congratulations to Miles College and Virginia Union. They are playing in the playoffs, the D2 playoffs. And I want to say they've Miles beat somebody today in order to get there. I saw it. It says a historic day for Division II HBCU football programs. SWAC champs Miles College earned its first ever D2 playoffs victory with a 14-13 win over Carson Newman. And the CIAA champ Virginia Union University also notched for its D2 first playoff win, upsetting Wingate 34-31. So congratulations to both of those teams.
Congratulations.
They will be playing in the playoffs, the D2 playoffs.
Wingate had a 20-game win streak against HBCUs.
Ooh.
They had a 20-game win streak against HBCUs.
Did they beat Benedict last year?
No, I don't think they're the ones that beat Benedict last year, but I do know they had, because I was reading an article about it. Virginia Union State, I get them confused. Virginia Union, Virginia State one. Snapped their 20-game win, Wingate 20-game win streak against HBCUs.
Well, congratulations. So we'll see how they do in their next matchup. They play Valdosta. Miles plays Valdosta State, and then Lenoir-Rhyne is who Virginia Union will be playing. But, and I don't know how D2 playoffs work. Does it work similar to FCS playoffs in terms of payouts and stuff like that, or the ability to host a game? I have no idea. I wonder if Miles is hosting or if it's at Valdosta State.
I don't know. That's probably at Valdosta. Valdosta was a top rank, and they went number 1. But I think I'm not sure. But I was just reading an article about them. I think Valdosta was in the top 5 in the Division II rankings.
Same
Valdosta not far from here. I wonder if Mr. Fogg gonna make that game. Tamona, thank you for letting me speak. I'm gonna get over here.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna go ahead. Peace, bro. Peace,
yeah,
Mr. Fogg.
he already went and got off, so we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play it out. Oh, they said Valdosta's number 1. You know how they do those brackets. They be cooking those brackets. You know how they do, Brother Bakari. Anyway.
Of course, they're gonna always try to pit us against against the best.
Right.
They're gonna always try to pit us against the best.
Can't let us get in a couple of can't have us winning a couple of games in.
Somebody in the chat say, ask me about James Meredith went down there to Ole Miss. I don't know why he went to Ole Miss, but he went down there and started a riot just trying to go. That was about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. The Klan marched on the Ole Miss campus while they had a basketball game.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good evening, and I'm gonna go ahead and play these videos and exit on out the building. Oh, I wanted to sing my song. What was that song I was singing earlier? I done let it slip out my hand. Okay, I got it. This is. Let me get the words to it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So this is and this can be actually, this particular scripture can be for more than one person, more than one team. And so I feel like this is definitely a word before we go to bed. We can go to sleep with this. No weapon that is formed against thee, and this is from the King James Version, shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness of me, saith the Lord. So just remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I would sing it, but I'm getting ready to end it out with.
I got something to say. Y'all hired some homegrown talent. I'm proud of Jackson State. Everybody give me a round of applause. Everybody just give me a round of applause. They hired some homegrown talent. And got a homegrown ass whooping. That's a homemade ass whooping. That ass whooping from scratch. Okay? That ass whooping went out the box. That ass whooping came from scratch.
Hello. Welcome back to Lessons with Kobe. Today, we will be learning the term belt to ass in sign language. First, we're going to break it down. Stay with me. Belt to ass. One more time. Belt to ass. Together now. Belt to ass. And that concludes my lesson.
Congratulations! Oh my God. Need to leave that dope alone.
You haven't. So
He need to leave that dope alone.
How would you evaluate your season?
I think we ain't done yet.
But you personally.
I think we ain't done yet.
Marcus.